Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another book review. I just recently read both of the Luscher texts, both the famous Luscher color test and then the 4-color person, and both are 2-day reads. This was written in the 70s, and this was written in the 60s, and this one comes with, as you can see, there are color cards in the back, and each of these colors signifies a different personality trait, and there is a way to actually do calculations on these colors. Let's see, different colors, or the color panel is spread out here. And it's really interesting, but I just don't agree with Luscher. I think that what he says about colors is true, but I think he's being far too stereotypical because as people, we're multifaceted, and we can't be subjected to just this dare I say monochromatic, I know that's kind of a pun, manifestation of personality, because this just it doesn't exist within the real world, and this is similar, though it has some good knowledge in it. I do give it that. It is an interesting book, for the record, but as far as sound advice is concerned, being a self-help book, I think it's pure baloney. I'm sure that back at the time that it was written, it was considered science, but I just don't think this is science at all. And I do enjoy it just because it's an interesting read, and it is rather fascinating if you're looking into just how colors affect the psyche, because this is basically what 4-color person is all about. But it also goes into how you can compensate for different lack or negative tendencies due to the kind of color that you're attracted to. And yeah, that's good. It's good advice, and it's all very well and great. It's just that a lot of it, I think, is sort of shady and iffy and just not really based in sound science. And I know he has an index in the Luscher test, and there's more literature here that is mentioned within the index, and I think these are most of these are translated into English. Most of them are in German. But it's just, it's very intriguing. But here's a little bit on Dr. Max Luscher. He was born in Basel, Switzerland in 1923. He became fascinated with color psychology while still a young student. He graduated from the University of Basel, continued his studies in Stockholm and Paris, then returned to his alma mater as a professor of psychology. In the years since 1947, when Luscher first presented his color test at the International Medicine Conference in Lausanne, his work was continued to attract more and more attention. This test is now widely studied and used throughout Europe by psychologists, physicians, and the industry for screening job applicants. I wonder if they still do that. I wonder if anyone knows that. I would be really fascinated to know if anybody has any information about this. I don't know if they use this Luscher test anymore. Probably not. Dr. Luscher himself has been employed as a color consultant in diversified fields as pharmaceuticals with the Park Davis Company, packaging, flooring, advertising, and architecture. He helped choose colors for all the Volkswagen plants in West Germany. Well, that's very intriguing, actually. Dr. Luscher continues to experiment and refine his color test, a revised set of interpretation tables upon which this book is partially based, has been published in Switzerland. No, figures. The good stuff is in Europe. Dr. Luscher lives with his wife Ingeborg, and a well-known actress in Lucerne. I do not know if Mr. Luscher is Dr. Luscher, I should say, is still alive, but it is rather different and intriguing to go through this, and it makes for a unique read, definitely. Both of them are rather short, and it can be read in no time at all. So if you're intrigued by psychology from the 60s and the 70s, and just the different sort of things that people were trying out at that point in time, and just the philosophy, then look into that. I think Four Color Person was a little bit more concise, and it made more sense in the way it was worded, and his stories about the different personality traits. I thought they were very accurate, but like I said before, basing personality traits on just 4 colors alone, I just don't think that works in this day and age, and I think people are just more complex than just 4 different primary colors that he has here, which are blue, yellow, red, and green. And beyond that, all I have to say is it makes for a diversion if you don't have anything else better to do in the day, but it just is a different kind of book, and just a way to open your perspective quite a bit, I think, and as well as looking at something that is seeing how we have evolved and seeing how far our science has come, and who knows, we may actually go back to that with when we read auras, because actually different auras mean different things, but that really doesn't have much to do with color psychology, so it's a little bit, I think it's a little bit different, but of course I could be wrong, but who knows. So if you have a chance to get these off of Amazon, then go ahead, because they're well worth your time, and they're not that expensive, so get them while you still can, because they are hard to find, they are rather rare, and they do make a really interesting read if you're fascinated and intrigued and transfixed by the human mind and psychology, as I am.